Good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. So I've just popped into the convent briefly to pick up my studio lamp because it's incredibly dark in that basement kitchen on overcast days like today. And it's hard to see what you're doing. It's also very hard to film as well. So we're going to grab that, go back to the chateau and see what everyone is up to. But I thought I'd just fill you in and let you know that I am currently filming and editing all of the basement kitchen videos. You do hear my voice sometimes talking to Michael, but if I wasn't filming these videos, nobody would see what was happening in that basement kitchen renovation. And I thought it was important just to film some of that. And I'm hoping Michael then starts his channel again very soon so I can then come back to the convent and continue with the library project, because that project has stalled a little bit and I want to bring it back to life. So we're going to grab the light, back to the chateau and crack on.
Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. It's all go in the kitchen today. Yanis has moved on to the second wall plastering. Yesterday what he did was fantastic. It's already drying and we're really pleased with it. So he's more than happy to continue. Rick has taken over from me painting all the metalwork. So at the moment we're just putting the primer on. Obviously it's white. A lot of people have said in comments that they like the white, but actually it's just the primer, and the reason it's white is so that you can see where you haven't missed parts, if that makes sense. Obviously the metal's dark, you can see you've missed parts, and then obviously we go over that with a darker colour, so then you can see where you've missed parts on that, so that we know that the metal is completely covered and protected. So moving on, I've got so much to do because I booked a holiday last year in November to go to the Lake District to stay in one of Beatrix Potter's cottages that she actually owned. And at that time, I had no idea we'd be doing the kitchen project. So I can't cancel the holiday. So unfortunately, I'm leaving tomorrow for a week. So I've got so much to do that I've got to show Rick and Dad how to actually mix up the stuff to grout out the terrace, because I won't be able to finish it today. But Yanis is going to be fine plastering, and Rick, you're more than capable. We trust you, so so I've got to finish printing some prints. They've got to be sent out, and I've got to do the terrace, and I've got to pack my bags and everything. So it's a bit of a rush for me, but yeah, it's all going really well. And by the time I come back, this place will be amazing. It'll all be plastered and it'll be painted, and I can just then focus on doing all the fancy stuff, the decorating, all the little finishing touches and stuff, getting it ready for Paddy to do the carpentry. So there we go. So let's crack on, everyone. So a lot of people in the comments have been asking about the dumbwaiter and how people got food from the kitchen up into the dining room. We have shown it before in a few videos, but we'd like to go over it again. So obviously this is the door to the kitchen. Hello Rick, how are you? So that's the door to the kitchen. So just here, around the corner, you've got this, which looks like a cupboard, but actually if you open it up, inside you have the original dumbwaiter carriage, and you have these rails that go up. Now unfortunately at some point somebody had decided that they didn't want the dumbwaiter, one of the previous owners, we don't want it, and they've actually, these bars that go up, they've actually either cut them or unbolted them and taken out the sort of the guide rails, but we do still have them, which is good, because what we would like to do is we would like to put this dumbwaiter back into service. And I have a plan in the kitchen to, just around the corner on this wall, to have a big oak plaque, and on it have rows of servant bells. And you can actually buy them, brand new ones, but they're replicas. They're made of brass and metal and everything like that. And they have a little pulley that goes up in the room upstairs. So you pull the pulley and it goes through a little system of wires that go through metal conduit, and they're attached to that. So what we could do is we could actually have it so that upstairs in the dining room you could have a pulley, you pull it in the wall and a cable pulls the servant's bell in the kitchen, and under that you'll have a little sign that says dining room, and that will tell people upstairs, can actually tell people in the kitchen when they're ready for their food to be sent up.
But these days we've got WhatsApp.
These days we've got WhatsApp, but just for fun, we're going to put that back in. So somebody can pull the thing, the bell will ring, say dining room, and whoever's got the food ready in the kitchen will bring it here once it's restored and clean, put the trays of food in, covered over, and then years ago you would have to winch it up with a rope. The rope is still here, but we're going to put an electric motor in with a winch, so that on a cable, so that you can just press a button and it goes up. But if you look down here, you still have part of the original mechanism, and there's a counterweight on here, which I suppose would have acted as a sort of brake, which would actually, so once you'd stop pulling, the whole carriage wouldn't just shudder to a stop and shake all your food. Would actually, that counterweight would just stop it, you see. So then you've got the rope here, so that obviously would have gone around there. So upstairs, we're directly above where I was just talking. You have the same cupboard upstairs, but this time is made of oak. The one downstairs is chestnut. So if you open it up, you can see that there's now a sink. But it would be quite easy for us to just take this out and take the plumbing out, and then you would have the open shaft again. Now, I don't know what's in here. I think that is a sealed cupboard. You can't open that part.
And at the top?
And at the top, I don't know. How do we get up there? We need a ladder.
The chair? There's a chair behind me. You might want to reach.
Well, let's have a go. Right, if I stand on the edge. I've never ever opened this cupboard, not in nearly 8 years. I have no idea what's in there. Nothing.
Nothing.
But there is there's a steel girder, which I suppose
We had a pulley on the end.
well, it probably just had some sort of wheel here that's no longer here. And that was how it came up. Maybe it just went over a loop, and actually the counterweight was downstairs. But somebody's put like drywall inside, which is great because that's very clean and hygienic. We'll have to do that all the way down so that you don't get any dust and cobwebs in your food. So yeah, so obviously people would have, I don't suppose, maybe there was a bell years ago on a cable or something, because you wouldn't have, like when people, you know, the posh family were in there having their dinner and your little servant out here waiting, and then the butler comes in and says they're ready for the next course. So what have you got to do? You don't shout down there, "Oi, send up the food." So you probably would have had a little bell, a discreet bell that you could ring that, and that would let the cook know downstairs that they're ready to put the food in and send it up. Then it would have been brought up here, and I presume maybe they would have had a little table or something in here years ago just to put things on, and then you would have stood up nice and straight, opened the door and come in and served the food. And it's a bit dusty, yeah, very dusty actually. But so that's how food got from the basement kitchen to the dining room, very discreetly and without any fuss. So we'd like to put that back. So once the kitchen's done, we'll get that area finished. So there you go. I'm really impressed with your plastering work. It's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Michael.
So we know we can trust Yanis to do a really good job. And obviously I'm not going to be here from tomorrow for a week. So I'm going to be watching the videos just like you are and keeping up with everything. And yeah, hopefully when I get back, it'll be transformed down here. And yeah, just want to thank you, Yanis.
You're welcome.
And,
My pleasure.
Might get a little pay rise for this. Definitely get a pay rise. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone for watching and fingers crossed, in a couple more weeks, this is going to look amazing down here. So thanks for watching and we'll see you again tomorrow. You won't see me, but you'll see Billy.